Formula 1 2013.
What's up guys, Noble here bringing you, as you can see, F1 2013. It's finally here. I'm a little bit late compared to a lot of other people thanks to Amazon, but I think the less said about that the better, to be honest, otherwise I'll probably end up exploding through commentary. But it's finally here. We're getting straight into the deep end. And yeah, I really can't wait to play this game. We'll be jumping straight into career mode with this first episode, and obviously we'll be making lots more episodes in the future. Hopefully you, some of you, or most of you would have caught my announcement video for this career mode, in which you would have picked up on that we are not driving as myself. Well, obviously I'll be driving, but we'll be racing under a different persona, and that will be Lewis Hamilton's brother, Nick Hamilton. We're going to try and take Nicholas to the top just like his brother, and so I think how that'll work is when I'm sort of in the car, I will be first person talking as Nick Hamilton as the driver, giving you inputs and information on what's going through the driver's head at that time on track, and then I'll switch to third person in sort of menus and oh for fuck's sake, through menus and sort of the after screens of qualifying in the race and stuff, like talking third person at Nick Hamilton. So for example, in qualifying I'll be able to say, oh, and there's Nick Hamilton down in 20th place, rather than saying there I am in 20th place, so to speak. So yeah, hopefully that'll work out fine. I do indeed want to test myself against the very best, and because we are Nick Hamilton, brother of Lewis Hamilton, we've of course firstly managed to work our way up to F1 and being given a chance by, of course, McLaren. As you played F1 2012, you had a chance of skipping day one, so we'll treat that as if Nick Hamilton has already had a test drive with McLaren at some point. So he's completed the first steps. He will be moving straight on to the second day at the Abu Dhabi Young Drivers Test. He'll be flying in after, I presume, Oliver Turvey has done his day one. I think he's the current McLaren test driver, or young driver, or whatever. Because obviously I think Gary Paffett's the test driver and Oliver Turvey is the young driver that they have employed. But obviously Nick Hamilton now being given his chance in Formula 1 by the very team that allowed his brother to take off into the spotlight. Getting into the very beautiful looking McLaren. Mechanics working on the car. We've got the guy standing in front of us who looks very much like Paul Geel. Is that Paul Geel? Maybe I'm just being stupid, but that looked very much like Paul Geel. If you don't know who he is, he's to do with Codemasters, sort of one of the main men in charge of this game, along with Steve Hood. So no doubt he'll be coming in for a lot of stick for this game, but that's just part and parcel of being a games developer, I suppose. So what we got wet track braking test.
Cars prepared, let's go.
Fantastic. I haven't driven this game at all, not one bit, and the first thing we're doing, as you can see, we're in the wet.
Pirelli have soaked the track to test the wet tyres. Head down the track and come to a complete stop in the designated area, making sure you complete the test within the allotted time. The wet track means you'll have less grip, so brake earlier.
Excellent. No traction at all. At all. I mean like zero. Oh my god. Aquaplaning. Bit of steering, that's risky. That's oh sugar. Stop!
That's exactly what we wanted. You managed to stop
On 2012 I remember doing this very test. And yeah, I thought I'd see what the steering was like. Of course 2012 to 2011 was a massive difference, but I didn't know that at the time. So of course, just chilling down the straight doing, 150, 160 miles an hour, decided to see what the steering was like. Came very close to burying it in the wall as soon as I turned the wheel about 1 degree, because of course, for those of you who on a wheel, I suppose, on 2012 at the very beginning. You're so used to 2011 sort of settings
We want to see
that
how the car performs through a
yeah,
number of corners
2012
in the
was a
wet.
vast
So we want you to
difference.
drive the last
It's very
sector of the
sensitive to
lap
begin
and
with
hit
before you change all
every
the
apex.
settings, so that became
Braking
quite
distances are
hilarious.
increased in
But
the wet, and
it
the
worked,
tyres
and
will
I'm
break
glad
traction
that hopefully
thicker,
they're going to
so
keep
be
the same thing
careful
up
when
with
you exit
2013.
corners.
The same sort of steering module as 2012. Despite people moan that it doesn't work, it very much does work. As we're back again, I don't even know what we're supposed to be doing. I think we're hitting apexes or something. Really got no idea how much I can push the brake pedal or the accelerator. I have to say, getting on the throttle, it does feel quite similar to 2010, to be completely honest.
Nice one. You've now got some experience.
Yeah,
on
very
wet
similar to
track.
2010, sort of the car squirming all over the place as you put the power down. I don't know, it seemed pretty tricky to try and catch it, and I was barely getting on the throttle, so that's going to be something to watch out for, definitely. Will be
Standing by.
just stamping on the throttle will not work on this game like it has on previously. What we got
In
now?
this test, we'll be seeing how the car handles in optimal conditions. Keep to the racing line as much as possible to avoid picking up dirt or marbles, which will degrade the handling of the car.
Drive on the track, ensuring you keep as close to the right. Really? Racing line? Okay. This would be bloody ironic if I can barely do this. Like I say, I'm very sensitive with the throttle and braking at the moment. I literally have no idea how much of each pedal I can put in before the car goes absolutely flying into the nearest wall. Well,
Brilliant. You've kept a great line throughout.
well,
and
that was
managed to
gold
complete
medal,
the
was it?
test
Okay.
within the allotted time.
So all the others were only silver, okay. Don't know, no idea why. As we pop an achievement for going for gold. You've gained a gold medal in a young driver's test. Excellent. Continue. Now I've got a tyre wear test. Drive the final sector of the track with extremely worn tyres to learn how the car... Brilliant. So if anything is likely to make me look like an absolute spoon on camera, it's going to be this.
Understanding how your car handles with heavily degraded tyres is extremely important and may mean the difference between meeting and exceeding your team's objectives or failing them. As the tyres begin to wear, the car may begin to slide and lose grip. This can make the car difficult to handle and increase the chance of spinning. It's important to understand when you can drive a few more laps on a set of tyres or when it's time to come in and pit. We've put a set of worn tyres on your car and we want you to drive the last sector of the lap and hit every apex.
Excellent. Of course, tyre wear scaling is back, so this is a very crucial part of the game. Knowing when to pit, when to do that extra lap. As the sun setting now on this Abu Dhabi track. Yeah, not too bad. That felt
Impressive.
quite...
You handled
Watch the
car
wall,
with
mate, watch the
confidence
wall.
and understanding,
Jesus,
given
oh
the condition of
my
the tyres. Great
Jehovah.
work.
Great work there. As Williams are now interested, we got Sahara at Force India last time out. Williams this time. And we've still got Sauber and Lotus still to unlock. But yeah, if we do get them unlocked, as you would already know from my career mode announcement video, as we now have a time-lapse test drive a whole lap of the circuit, ensuring you hit all the apexes. Yeah, if you would have watched my career mode announcement video, you would have seen that we'll be taking on Caterham as our career team to start with.
Okay, so we filled the car with just enough fuel to complete this test. Drive one lap, making sure you hit every apex, as we need a clean lap.
Excellent. Drive a clean lap. I don't think you quite drilled that into the makers of this game to make sure that that happens for the majority of the time, but you know, we get what we're given. Why can't I see the bloody apex on that turn 1? This is of course the first real time trying to push the car as we go a bit deep there. I do have KERS, but I haven't mapped the button. Oh, found it. That is definitely... Oh, I've got DRS as well. What's DRS? That one. Why are they those buttons? Oh dear. So I will definitely be remapping some of these buttons to make sure they're more comfortable for my liking. As we're taking it very easy in these braking zones. I think they're a lot, well not a lot, they're definitely shorter than last game. So that'll take getting used to, as well as obviously the lack of traction that is quite apparent as we're running a bit deep. Quite a lot of understeer in these slow corners. That'll take getting used to as well, which is why I'm running a fraction wide on a few of these corners. As we come out the final corner, we've hit all the apexes, we've smashed the target lap time by some 14 seconds. And Sauber like what they see and are very interested in Nick Hamilton. What we got now? Evaluation test. Put all your oh, okay. Nice reading skills. Put all you have learned into practice as you drive 2 laps within the cumulative lap time, ensuring that you don't collide with other cars.
Clear.
Sprintmode.com. That's all I'm going to say right there. /mayhem.
Okay, it's been a great couple of days. The last thing we want you to do is experience a race start and then complete 2 laps. When the lights go out, pull away and drive the lap using all the techniques you've learned so far. We'll be timing you, so give it your all. Enjoy it.
I will. Thank you very much. As you can see, my wheel, I'm not touching my wheel, but it's just weaving all over the place already. It'll be interesting to see what the fastest way to start is on this game, whether it's just previous games where it's just like mash the throttle. There's a lot of wheel spin in the low gears, so that could play a part perhaps. Down into first, quickly up to second before down to first again for the hairpin. Watch the traction on the exit. It's so easy to get carried away and short shift to try and kill the wheel spin, but of course all of a sudden the car finds traction and you end up just bogging down. As we've got a few cars ahead, we've got Rossi and the Caterham ahead. Will we go on your right, sir? Of course, a lot more useful wing mirrors. I don't have to look behind to see where he is, which is thankful because I don't know the button. Getting caught out on those curbs again, very bumpy. Of course, they're also known quite commonly in the F1 sort of community online as sort of train track curbs or tram line sort of things. As we've got Prost here in the Lotus, okay. getting held up a bit here, but of course I can't afford to make contact with them. Looks to get a good exit, which we just about managed to do. He's on the option tyre as well.
Time's looking good. Keep this pace.
So we pass him down the pit straight. Very late on the brakes. Didn't expect to get it stopped. I'm still in 2012 mode despite not playing that game for about a month. But you know, it's just sort of muscle memory, force of habit. We've got fringes. And now I'm oh no! Please brake a bit earlier.com. Thankfully no one saw that. Actually, I'm probably going to lose a chevron, aren't I? Whatever they're called, for bloody nudging him in the arse. Bit of a lock up on the front right there as we clip the curb into the braking zone. Don't want to make too many more mistakes. It's the final sector of this second lap. All we've got to do is bring the car home within 40 seconds to these last 4 or 5 corners. Crossed the line.
Nice one. We got some good data.
Still got a gold medal
Your
despite
speeds are good.
giving the Sauber diffuser a good inspection down at the fucking turn 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, turn 6, the hairpin. As Lotus like the look of me hitting the Sauber and want me to drive them, as we also pop an achievement for schools out. We've successfully completed all of the young driver tests that were available apart from day 1, but of course we were already done that test last game. Nick Hamilton's already done it with McLaren prior to this, which means we can now,
And that's the end of day 2 of
as
the Young Drivers
David Croft
test.
comes in
Next
and tells
time
us all the
we see
information we
you,
need to
it'll be
know.
on the grid for the start of the new Formula 1 season. Until then, goodbye.
Exactly, we missed out on 1 chevron apparently somewhere, although we got 2 silvers and 4 golds, but we missed out on 1 chevron. Sure, why not? I'll probably end up going back and doing that just for the sake of being a completionist. I don't like that sort of thing where you're missing one thing. So I'll definitely go back and do that at some point. As you can see, Nick Hamilton is very happy with his day's work. McLaren seem pretty happy with what they've seen. Not happy enough to offer us a contract, I don't think. But that's okay, because we probably wouldn't have accepted it anyway. Caterham is where we are off to. Once we get that contract in front of us, we'll be putting pen to paper, and hopefully, as we unlock a current crash helmet. Oh no, that is our current crash helmet, but we've unlocked the ability to select a new one. Fantastic. What have we got then? Quite a few helmets to choose from. That one looks pretty worldy. Sorry, I don't mean to bore you with this, I just want to go through them all. I'm sure there's a few people out there who want to see what all the helmets look like, me included. So quite a few. There's my old bad boy from 2012, that brought me a lot of success. But I think it's time to move on, as that is all we have 44 helmets, so I think we'll probably, I don't know if you'll be unlocking more through the race net like we did with 2012, but for now I'm liking the look of that bad boy. That looks very nice. As we I suppose that is the young drivers test completed. As we go back into career. Yep, we go back into career. Here we go. We'll be picking our team These are all the teams we have available: Lotus, Sauber, Williams, Force India, Toro Rosso, Caterham and Marussia. We're going with Caterham, as you got the nice graphical introduction of the Caterham F1 team.
Welcome to the start of your Formula One career. Let's take a look around. This is the hub menu. As you move through the menu, the screen will update automatically. If an option needs your attention, an icon will appear above it. The email system provides you with key information throughout the season, so it's important to check here regularly. At the top of the screen is the race calendar. You'll notice that some races have icons associated with them. These indicate that something special will happen at that weekend. You can view a guide to each circuit by selecting it in the calendar and pressing to view more information. Towards the end of the season, you may receive contract offers from certain teams. This will depend upon your performance out on track, so aim to make every race count, and you could be in a prestigious position next season. That's the key features of the Career Hub. Be sure to have a look around before you go out on track.
Okay, so we've got those little markers above the races. We've got the exclamation mark. I don't know, I presume that means important or something. Malaysia's got the little diamond, is that? Obviously I think that means like it's an important race, because obviously Caterham are linked heavily with Malaysia for some reason. I can't remember what exactly. What is it? It's something to do with Tony Fernandez, isn't it? I can't remember exactly what it is, but yeah, something to do with sponsors. And then obviously you got the little gear cog thing that will be for updates to the car. So I think while I look around all these menus and stuff, we've completed what we needed to do. We've done the young drivers test successfully. We've accepted our we've accepted our contract offer from Caterham. And so the next episode, as this is now coming to an end, this first episode, next episode will see us taking on the practice session that Australia has to offer with Nick Hamilton, getting used to the car, getting used to the track, and then fine-tuning some setups and settings and stuff to make sure we're in optimal condition for qualifying, and then the race. So until then, I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen. I hope you'll stick with this career mode as well as my other series that I'll have coming soon. So yeah, until next time, it's bye for now.
Won't you grant me my escape?